Hello everyone, how very good of you to join and welcome back to the 80s in Transport Fever 2. Finally things are getting really interesting, and with that I mean also my cargo transportation. Look at Haywood Carton Cargo, it's busted, we have way too much stuff here, and of course it's also slowing down my goods production as a whole because we can't ship goods anymore. I also cannot get more planes on this route here because there's too much already. There's always a plane landing at this point. So what we can finally do, well, we can finally replace it with something new, the Boeing 757, the latest cargo plane that we have now from 1984, and was specifically developed for the transport of parcels, containers and pallets. Windows and additional emergency access have been completely omitted. And in this case here, this can carry now twice as much than before, right? 51 as opposed to the 27 that we're still using on the Canadair. Also, not only that, it is also much faster. So we're really talking about 300 kilometers an hour more speed because it's now a jet cargo plane. It, however, also costs me more than twice as much in maintenance, so it always needs to be utilized. That also brings me to a problem already. We have too many vehicles on this for sure. So I'm gonna actually start getting rid of 3. There you go. And the rest we're gonna replace now with this for 134 million. And there we have them. And boy, they're beautiful. I love the color palette on these. And we now have jet cargo transportation ready to go with 50 in capacity for one vehicle. You just gotta love the sound of this as it takes off now. 800 kilometers an hour is also quite a nice speed, especially considering the distance this plane has to cover. And there's the next one already landing. And this is the first one that is going to be fully utilized then. But it's not only the cargo. We finally have a new plane for the Comet that we've been using now for quite some time. And all the way down here it is also the Boeing 757 now. So it's the equivalent to the cargo plane. And this one is the largest aircraft yet with 50 capacity, more than doubling it. And also way faster again with 150 kilometer top speed on top of it. Of course, it also costs me increased maintenance again. And this one is much needed because holy cow, my airports are overflowing. The Carleton Haywood, I would also like to replace both of them. Not gonna add more vehicles now, so it's not that's the main thing, right? Carrying more people while maintaining the same amount of vehicles on this route. That's the goal here. And of course, as always, also we need to always maximize their usage. So they should not go empty or so, just like in real world. The Orkney Carleton one, we still have this very old one going here. I'm also replacing the single one here now with the Boeing 757. And we'll just see if one is enough, as there are quite a few people waiting here. Orkney Haywood we also have, yeah. Let's also replace all of them for another 69 million. So that was over 300 million that we had to spend now on planes. But that's not all. Finally, also to this train line that we have here, which is not so bad looking at the moment. We have now the all waited for Einheitswagen 4, which can now go up to 200 kilometers top speed. So with that, we can now finally replace this one here with the BR103 and take then this one. Oh, by the way, we also have that one here as a new one. But as I can see, it is, yeah, more for carrying capacity rather than speed, right? Has 2 levels there. Yeah, can carry quite a few more per car. Also, we got the TGV down here. The thing with the TGV is, though, I would love to use it, but the maintenance is ridiculous. It's 10 million. It's a modded vehicle. You know what? Actually, let's just use it on this one, right? TGV 144 is also not a lot of capacity, unfortunately. So we hopefully can make it up with the speed then, right? But that maintenance cost is probably going to cripple this. Let's just have it because it's new, it's fun, right? And with that, it can now ramp up to 300 kilometers an hour. It's a beautiful train, no doubt, but it's so expensive. But now trains are getting really fun with all of these beautiful new vehicles. Oh, by the way, this one's gonna be full, so it should have a very profitable way back. And there it is entering now Carden Station. So the maintenance cost really drag it down. But this was a full haulage now of high-speed transportation. And we'll just see if that is fine. You can actually stack 2 of them together if you want to. If there's even more need for it. But we'll just see. And this was now 4 million. Yeah, okay. But 2 million, we'll just see if that is enough to keep it profitable. And by the way, that's also a bit tricky, right? We're using the high-speed bridge here, the cement bridge with 320. But look at that, as we're merging now with the main track to Carden here, the high-speed train actually uses still the iron bridge that we had. So we need to modernize the whole bridge for 5 million, just so that the high-speed train can keep its high speed. Otherwise, it's losing that. Another modernization, finally with the 90s, where we are right now, is my trucks. Finally, we can really go for the modern versions here, and we can already use the first ones here, the truck with the side stake. So based on the original one was 17 on the wood, and this one has now 30 on the wood. It's also faster at the same time. And yeah, let's go ahead and get them. And this is now, these are now the proper trucks, right? The ones that we're using today. Getting now stuff back and forth. And once again, also revolutionizing my roads, my road networks. Got the same thing also when it comes to trucks, like with the grain here. Got these beautiful trucks on these high speeds now, maintaining some good speeds. And with that, we can also reduce the amount of vehicles we need, for example, for grain, for stone, and so on. Also, look at those beautiful towers coming up now, since we have the 90s. And the cities are changing once again. There is also a new modern skyscraper coming along in Orkney, for example. Now, modernization is fine, but we should also start developing more cities. And yeah, we have this whole city area up there. It's really at the edge of the map again. Madison, Phoenix, and Glossop. And we haven't looked at them at all yet. Saltish as well. The thing with Saltish is it's once again an island city. So this is not something that we will be able to really grow that much, right? Also, I don't want to, because it would just spam skyscrapers onto this small island here, which look a bit bad. So this can be kind of like a vacation home. Though Phoenix that we have over there, together with Madison, these could become some real powerhouses. Because yeah, what I can see is we got a tools production close by. With the new trucks, we could make something out of this one here. And Madison also needs tools. Phoenix needs tools. And that's it. So 2 cities at least. That's okay. That's okay to grow something here. And we can use that new industry to activate those cities. Especially Madison here plays an important role for a new city for my next high-speed train, the ICE, that we're gonna use, the German high-speed train, one of my favorite trains in the world. And for this, we really need to activate those cities. But look at that. Yeah, we need to remodel this. As we can see, we're also getting the warning right away. You have disconnected the cities. That's not good. They will have negative growth with that. Well, they're shrinking, you could also say. And yeah, these are gonna be some big cities, so I'm gonna plan with big roads right away. Gotta make sure here though that the curvature is not so bad, so that they can maintain that. This is really just nasty here though with the tracks, the tram tracks that we have. This one goes into the city then, and this one moves then basically now over to that. And this is what we upgrade then all the way up here into Glossop. What a name. And we've also connected Madison right away with the high speed track. So we're gonna go around Phoenix here, of course, to keep the pollution then low. I've also deleted quite a lot of normal roads that we have here, like these ones, to clean things up and have these industries die the unnatural way, because I don't think I'm gonna need this one. Goods. Goods is actually not that bad, considering there's also steel close by. Plastics. Not so far away. We'll just see. We could activate something here. It will stick around anyway for a while. And before these cities can even grow, I'm also just gonna give them get them a main road. Right, so I just love this. These cities are dormant, right? And we're just completely demolishing them, because we know we can activate them and they can become something really big. So that's for Madison. And then we also have Phoenix over here that gets its own main road then from the highway right through the center of the city. And then probably also continues here. Totally butchered that one. And we actually shrank them, right? So we reduced population by 100 here for Phoenix. And a bit later, the fleet is coming out of our trucks to activate a whole new industry, and that is now the tools. That is getting finalized then to Phoenix and to Madison. Now, based on the location of Madison, I can already predict that this is going to be a mega city if we let it grow this far. So we will need to really do some painful things here right away. I'm gonna also take Madison here and delete all the city streets here. And we're just gonna make this major city street that we have there, this large street. Just gonna continue with that, growing this one further down. Right, so this is all gonna be central space here, central city at some point. Got this very strange road layout there. Let's delete it. Right, so that city goes all the way down. And it will also need a big train station. So this will be the first main modern station that we have. And let's just see, we could make it here. This is not good. We could make it like so. No, this is also bad. This is the best location that I can find right now. And the problem here will be though that, yeah, it's elevation. So let's build it actually. It's a beautiful station. I love the modern ones. Look at that, clean and beautiful. And this one here will go above it though, right? Because there's going to be lots of tracks here. So we'll need to do something here. Or below it actually. I think below is safer to do. Why is it? No, the tram tracks are fine. Let's just see how we can do this. Okay, this is the closest we can do. I think that's not enough. It could actually work. It'll work. Especially if we use these tracks here for that direction to Phoenix, right? And this one here is going to be the high speed then. This can work, right? So this goes up again, and we probably will make a going into this way. This looks super strange. I mean, it's cars, right? It'll work. It'll work because it's cars, and we also don't have a track system here. And the city will just build on top of that. We could even help the city and decide where it should build, right? And we can say also take this one, right? So this is all just city street, and build me that city, because that is a medium street. And we can just take it and decide that it'll have to build here. And of course, this station here has no room to grow now, which is fine. We have enough tracks for this. And here I still need to make that connection though. Otherwise we disconnect the cities, and that is also bad because it's connected with Albany over there. All right, so far so good. So there will be normal city here, right? So it'll just grow. And the tracks we can actually get out already with the high-speed catenary one. So can we do this here? Out of curiosity. It works. It looks a bit strange, but it would work. But I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna take this one here as the furthest we are going out here, right? And the sooner we do this, the cleaner it'll become at some point. Right, so this is then the high speed with that. And this one then probably merges here somewhere. Or with something else then as we move out of that system. There you go, very nice. So that's that. Time will heal the wounds for Madison. No problem. Phoenix also gets its main station, right, before it can really fully grow. So right over here. And with that, we also keep the elevation low. So this is a relatively flat terrain there. And with that, we have the option then to go to Glossop, to go to, I think Fairbanks is down there, right? And we can connect Phoenix with Madison then easily as well. Ship-wise, we got the Merlin as a new one. And funny name that is, for sure. And the Merlin can carry now twice as much as before, also faster. Very important to get the goods to our ship destinations. I'm probably more surprised than you that my high-speed TGV train is actually extremely profitable despite the high maintenance cost. This one is just rolling it. It's also not fully utilized, at least one way back and forth. So there's a lot of people waiting in Leek to Carden, but from Carden to Leek it's actually less than that, right? And I think it's also taking away now passengers from my plane here. So I've actually reduced it. So it's just one plane now going here. But the high-speed train definitely takes away some of that air demand, which is great for me because I love to watch these trains all day, right? And this one's nice. This one's going places for sure. It's a great train at this point already, very profitable. Speaking about high-speed trains once again, I would like to continue with my next one now. Now we have a problem here. So it's the Orkney-Carleton route. There is a huge demand for transportation between the two cities. Unfortunately, I have once again just one plane and it's a very short route, right? So profit is potentially not that high. It is actually pretty okay right now, but it's only because there's one plane. Adding a second one to this one, let's check it out. There's Air Orkney Carden is 200, okay? So there is a bunch of people waiting here that would like to use this. So my option here is now to copy this one, right? So there is a new plane now coming out for this. But that's it. I cannot go with more than that, right? Because it's just too short, and having two planes on this already has the potential of congesting those airports here that we have. Right, so a high-speed train here makes total sense, and it goes from Orkney with 1,500 people. So this is already a pretty big city now, right? And we go all around here down to Carleton, where we have, lo and behold, yeah, still some space available. I've already implemented this high-speed platform that we have now, and from here we can now continue with the next high-speed that goes out here. So it will hopefully be able to go into a tunnel system, right? That would be the ideal thing here, because otherwise I will not be able to leave this city here in an orderly fashion. Okay, so 150 doesn't sound exactly high speed. 200 going into this one with 200. Perhaps we can go higher. 250. Yeah, that sounds about right. Right, so 250. Let's build this tunnel now for 4 million. And then we have this straight line that would go all the way over here now to Orkney. Now, Orkney still has this depot there that we implemented at some point. And there is already this train coming in, right? So the first two platforms are reserved, more or less. The second platform, though, I would also like to use at some point to connect with Fairbanks. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and take the fourth track here now. And the thing is, we can actually get out of the city without deleting too much, right? So that's that. And then we have this problem here, and that's called a bridge. Let's just check it out if we can connect it right away. That would be a lot of calculation for the game to do. Let's just see where it actually has the problem. It's really this one here, in fact. There is this road here that is hindering a proper bridge. So let's build the station or the tracks first, and then we need to connect it again, right? Okay, that tunnel here costs me then 78 million, which is a bargain really for what we are considering here, or what we are achieving here. Let's go ahead and build it. So this is now the connection that goes then into a bridge here, right? And into Orkney directly. We still disconnected those cities here now. So once again, we need to make sure the game doesn't really do that, right? So we need to actually build a tunnel here. Oh, wait a second. We could also just make it here. This should be the connection with Orkney. And here we should be able to go below that. Very good. There it is. And this is now where some really cool trains are coming out. The ICE, I love it. And 162 capacity, top speed is 280. So it's pretty much on par with the TGV. It can just carry a bunch more people. It also cost me more in maintenance, but that should be fine. 70 million we have to pay for this one. You can also, once again, get several of them together then into one. And they're just beautiful. May it bring me a lot of profit with the second high-speed train now implemented. That's the restaurant. And it's pretty long too, as you can see. It's a bit longer than expected, honestly. There's the locomotive. It has two, right, on both sides again. So that it can also seamlessly turn around without you noticing that, I think. Yeah, there you go. You didn't even notice it, that it actually switched direction, and it now goes into this direction. Also, finally, with all the modernization and increased capacity, my goods factory leveled up 2 times even, and is on its way now to the 3rd time. As long as we produce enough plastics, we have now all the necessary means here to have a good capacity running on this train. Okay, so next, before we implement any passenger transportation here, I still have a new opportunity that I would like to use now as well. And that is that we have the tools factory up there. And if you remember, one of those factories here cannot supply or cannot grow just by supplying 2 cities, even though the cities have the demand for it, right? There's just not enough, demand, not enough customers that the industry has for it to grow. So we need to find new customers. Unfortunately, Glossop here is not a good customer for that. Phoenix is finished. Madison is finished, and that's it. There's no other city here, right, that would need tools. But we have a tools demand all the way down here, right? All the way here. Aberdeen has a tools demand. Fleetwood has a tools demand. It's small at the moment, but it can grow. The good thing is we have a machines factory here that wants to grow as well with more customers, right? So you know where this is going to. We can combine both of them into a plane route. I've been thinking about a train route this way because trains are just very profitable if you make them really long. But I figured that based on the terrain, and especially because of the water body, it's not good to get the train going because the game calculates the air distance between the cities and between the airports or the train stations. But if I have to go around that, it actually gives me a penalty for this. So we cannot do that profitable wise. So we're gonna make an airport here. To be more precise, we're gonna make a cargo airport. And in that case, we're gonna go with this one here, and I'm just hoping that we can make it so that we can connect one with that machines factory here and also with that depot here, right? Because that depot is already supplying cities, so it's not that much work to actually get all of this going. The only problem will be space in this case here. So let's just see how I can make this one work. Also, yeah, terrain, right? Terrain is a big problem here. Let's just see if I can have my airport here that is nasty. The whole thing here is really nasty. Let's try it over there. If I have it here, all right, this is not bad. This works. It's not pretty. I mean, but it's also not that much terrain that we have to mess around with. And that's a cargo airport, all right. So let's build it. There you go. Cargo airport number 1 has been established. And now we go all the way up here. And there's my tools factory. Building a cargo airport here that's gonna be really messy, right? Like, look at that. The game is just doing some crazy wonky things when you're building that in the hillside. This looks especially cool, right? So it's carving the landing path or just the starting path into the mountain there. So we're not doing this, of course. We need to have a new train or a new route that actually gets the tools to the airport first, unfortunately. Okay, here this looks like something I can live with, right? As a cargo airport. Also, the traffic is not going right into Phoenix or Madison. We'll divert rather quickly. Also, I would like to keep this area here available for potential passenger airport then later down the road. So in that case, this one's fine. And the only thing we now need here is proper roads, and it's gonna be a actually, should we go with the big one? Let's go with the big, large one already. Making a connection here. And then And then we'll probably need to go all the way here into that, so that we have that system now connected with it. And here, just for the sake of it, let's make that completion. All right. And yeah, the downside is I will need to have a small country road, probably here around, so that we have a connection with the tools factory without having to go through Phoenix. That's unfortunately necessary. And with the right tunnel, perfect. It's not even that invasive to the environment that we have over here. And yeah, with that, we just need now a proper depot. Since this is an airport, right? It's fine to go with something else than the usual one. There's this cool truck parking mod that you can use. There's also this one here, but unfortunately you can't expand them as far as I know, right? So it's just that. And I would like to expand it though. So we're gonna go with this one, and it's just gonna be on the other side of it, right? And yeah, since there's gonna be quite some traffic here, we can actually make this a bit larger. But it's not overwhelming or anything like that, traffic-wise. Should be fine. Customer-wise, let's have a look at the drop-off point. We have one here. My tools, it's in the middle of the tools. That is great. Where are my machines? Oh, okay, they're already connected with the machines. That's great. This one's already finished. This one here is a much higher machine demand, so this one here is going to be nice. And look at that, there's a lot of traffic on this in the city here. So let's try to make the truck route go in here and then probably here, so that we're not close to the main road or anything like that. There's a lot of traffic in this city. It's private transportation mostly. We can also check out where they want to go. So we can already see, yeah, there is demand for public transportation in the city. I haven't done this yet, right? So Madison still doesn't have it as it is growing. And especially also connecting it then with other cities, with that highway here, is going to reduce traffic, obviously. So this is also very pretty to watch. In general, this is a very beautiful area. And once again, we can now put the vehicles on the road. So we have now the Glossop tools to airport. And then I'm going to say Phoenix Airport Cargo. That makes it easier because there's only going to be one, right? So depending on how much cargo we actually deliver to the city, we can always use this line because there is going to be a collector station that we've built now. And then we also have the Madison Airport Cargo. Of course, we need a bit more. Right, so there's now Glossop Tools Airport. There's already one waiting. That's crazy. I didn't even build my planes yet. Let's actually double this one to 4 right away, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some demand here. And then we're just going to create an airline now between the two cargo airports. And this is really just... Ooh, how should we call this one? This is going from Phoenix to Fleetwood Cargo Air. Actually, Air it should be called. So that I know exactly what it is, right? And then we're putting up a plane on this, but it's not going to be the highest capacity. Holy cow, we got, by the way, the 747 now available. That'll be interesting. It can carry 120. That's sweet. But I think I'm going to go with something smaller. We could still use the good old 737. It has a beautiful low maintenance cost. Just for now. And then we go for the 747 once demand is going up, right? Because we, of course, as always, need to create the customers first. And the cool thing here is we already have the distribution platform to the cities, right? So everything should now work automatically. The machines factory should recognize, there it is, Madison, automatically. In Madison, the tool factory will automatically recognize now Fleetwood and Aberdeen, because we already have that line here active, right? That provides stuff to the cities. And with that, that's basically it. We have created a new distribution network now. We can also see this here. Yeah, the shipment is already going up, and that machines factory will now push to the next level for sure. It will need more planks though, and I'm pretty sure the sawmill will then also level up. But what I can see here is having so many trucks on this is not enough. I'm gonna actually, first of all, we need to reduce it to meet the rate there again, and then I'm gonna replace it with this one. Right, get those trucks on. And with that out of the way, we need to find a new supplier though of logs at some point now, right? Because one is not going to be enough, even though it leveled up already. And look at that, there's already 11, 12, 13 pieces waiting at the airport. Also, the tools factory is leveling up thanks to that. So this will also then need more planks down the road. This will level up, and this one it's not fully utilized yet, and this one is also then a supplier potential one. Very good. I'm also more than happy to see that Cardat and Orkney ICE is fully utilized from now on. This was, I think, the first hole that was not full. And this one here is not long out that full, so there's no need for that many cars in that. It's this train here, and yeah, I think we can reduce this. There's actually 2 trains on this right now. We'll just see if we really need that demand. Yeah, of course it didn't take long for this to completely explode here. The thing is that I've actually overlooked, and I feel a bit newbie about this, and some of you have probably been laughing already about it, is that we have, of course, this food processing plant connected with the airport now, because we had the machines going into Orkney and the food going to the distribution center here for Fleetwood, right? So in this case here, involuntarily, actually I've connected the food processing plant now with Madison and Phoenix. And with that, I've got 2 more customers for this food processing plant. And because of that, it will level up to the last stage here now. Yeah, I don't have enough grain to supply for now. There is just, yeah, there is actually a big grain farm over there that just leveled up now. And that's a bit more, but I think we don't need another truck here. And then we still have this one here, of course. That's never gonna be enough. There is something, right? It's a bit of a distance though, but we'll just see. Yeah, but I do have now the food also going up there. That's crazy. And with that, I can actually just add, you know what, let's add 2 more, because there's really a lot of cargo now back and forth between the 2. There's just that demand for it. And there's also 117 tools waiting at this port. I have no idea why so much. It leveled up. It actually can level up again if it gets enough planks. And there's really a lot of stuff here waiting now. So let's actually push this one. That's the tools going out. So yeah, that was a nice coincidence here. You know what? Let's actually do this a bit in the fun way. I'm going to sell 2. And I'm going to upgrade the one that we have to the 747, you know, because we want to see it, of course. Let's just see, we do have different options here. Lufthansa Cargo, DHL, Singapore Airlines. Let's go with the Lufthansa Cargo. I love Lufthansa. Let's go for them. And there we have them, the 747. Isn't it beautiful? Absolutely. And this can carry really a lot. It's just alone now on this route, because I think I'm just gonna add them more down the road, but they're super expensive when it comes to maintenance, so I really want to play them safe. What could actually hurt it is that it cannot maintain its top speed for too long, because this one here has a top speed of 900 kilometers an hour, right? So it probably takes the most profit out of that, and it cannot even reach it. So right now I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be profitable, to be honest. I think this is rather good for long haulages. And yeah, we can use them, of course, as well. Okay, I know where I can use my 747, and that is the passenger train or passenger transportation between Haywood and Orkney. Of course, there's a lot of people on this route. However, once again, we're playing it safe. I'm gonna sell me 1, and then I'm just gonna add now 1 again, and or actually, I'm just gonna replace this one here with a 747 passenger. No! Oh, look at that, we don't have it. I thought we would have it. All right. Then I'm just going to add this one here actually again, because why do we have a cargo 747 but not the passenger version? Since this is a mod, I assume it's a bug. Strange. Alright, we need to wait probably another year or 2. By the way, I really don't need to be worried about this jumbo here, and it's deeply profitable. So that's with one of them, and he's basically full all the time, right? Boy, I could watch this all day. It's so nice. I need a longer one. I need one that actually takes a further distance here to really use that speed that we have. Found it! You know what? We can actually produce the planks here, close to Haywood, deliver the planks with a 747 back home, and get the tools back in here. The 747 would be full all the time, and the cool thing is the truck supplying the airport with the tools can get the planks back home. So they are also then gonna be full in both directions. So I love this idea already. May it not backfire on us, please. First of all though, we need to also have this connection going again. And this one's basically going like so, right? So that's an easy one. Oh, there's a bridge here. Really? You want me to build a bridge in this area? That absolutely doesn't make me sense. Okay, it probably wants to go up there. So we have this one here already supplying it now. I think this is a drop-off point here, right? With the fuel. This one gets the oil in. Connects it with the airport. This one has an airport connection. There's a lot of traffic here though. That's an okay traffic. And this is the distribution center. So I think we could go with this one here by having a new road here, right? And we can also make this one here, of course, longer platform-wise to accommodate the trucks in both directions. Now I can only hope that we don't have any slope here, really. There you go. Right, and this one goes then all the way now to my point here, and there is no, but this is looking a bit strange, right? You want to have a straight road. Only this makes sense, really. I don't want to have a curved one. We're not using a train here after all. So this is perfectly fine, and this has now the straight road, right? This is the planks, and then we have a wood number 1 here. Unfortunately, only one wood supply as far as I can see, which is okay, right? One can actually level up and then supply it anyway. Now the cool thing is that's it, right? Because we already have the distribution center here, so the game automatically recognizes now Haywood and leads as tools customers again. The tools factory will automatically level up because of that, and the planks will be automatically be carried back to the sawmill then for the tools factory, right? So the only thing that we now need is a 747 in the middle of it, and I don't have a route here going at the moment, right? So we go with Haywood. And we go all the way up here. So this should really be nice for the speed now of the 747. We're going all the way to this one here now, right? Haywood to Phoenix, cargo. And let's call it air once again. Just so that we're sure what this is all about. And cargo, 747. Let's go with Lufthansa cargo again. There he goes. It's actually bigger than the hangar. Oh, the Tupolev. You don't wanna fly with that. Could have it on a fun route, but I rather not take boarding on Russian aircrafts. And yeah, with this beauty now in the air, going back and forth between the two, and also reaching some very nice speeds. Oh, this is really fast. We continue onwards then in the next episode. Transport Fever 2. Stay tuned.